And welcome back again to another staff lesson. Now, in the last move I covered the two-handed plum flower, which, if you remember, goes from a figure eight into a shoulder roll into a one-handed upward figure eight on this side and then back. Now, the move I'm going to show you now is actually kind of similar. It's, again, a plum flower, but this time you're not swapping hands. Both hands are staying on the saber the entire time. So you could call this move a double plum flower if you wanted. I really don't know what to call this move, to be honest, but I guess I'll call it a double plum flower since both hands are staying on the saber the entire time. And what it looks like is that. Okay, so it's kind of taking the advantage of a move I showed you before, which is the alternating flowers. Okay, and then it's just taking that upward part, instead of coming across your body, it's taking it over the top of your head, and I'll explain that in a little bit. Again, this move really incorporates two moves. It uses the third version of the flower that I showed you in my flowers video in the staff series. The one with that weird coordination with the fingers. And the purpose of throwing that in there is to simulate the shoulder roll, which is that. Okay? Because in the plum flower, just in the standard plum flower, you have a shoulder roll, an upward figure eight, and then it comes over the top back into that shoulder roll. Okay, so that's the standard plum flower. So to simulate that shoulder roll with a staff, you need to do a flower. Because if you notice, that third version of the flower that I showed you is the exact same move as the shoulder roll, just with two hands. So if I take away my left hand, it's the exact same move. If I add my left hand, again, it's the exact same move. It's just two hands are controlling the saber now instead of one. Okay? So you're starting the move, you're actually starting the move. If you're right-handed, right hand on the bottom of the saber, top hand or left hand in the top of the saber, and alternate grips. Okay, so facing opposite each other. Okay, this would be toward each other. This would be opposite. So you're starting like that in front of you, and you're starting into kind of a figure eight motion to your back on your right side. Again, if you're left-handed, this would just be opposite for you. You'd start with your left on the bottom, right on the top, going the other way. Okay. So I'm right-handed, so I'm going the other way. Left on the bottom, right on the top, facing opposite each other. Figure eight to your back, and that's when you go into that flower. Okay. And you're doing that just by sliding the saber across your palm into that double grip. Okay. So from this angle, I would start here in this grip, come to the back with a figure eight motion, and then slide on my top hand around my palm into a standard grip. Okay, and from there I can go straight into that flower. And again, I'm assuming you already know how to do this move if you've watched this series before, so I'm not going to break down how to do that move. Just go back and watch the flowers video where I teach you the version 3, which is the Ray Park version. Okay. So again, figure eight to the back, rotate on that palm, and then you're in your flower. Now from the flower, when you come to the front with it, okay, from here you're bringing the saber vertical and going into that upward figure eight motion with both hands. Okay. Now when you're ready to come over the top with it, as you go into the back portion of that figure eight, so here would be the front, here would be the back, you're going to raise the saber up and come over the top with it, okay? So to the back, vertical, and then it's going to come around the back again. You can see this top half here, it's coming behind again. And as it does that, you're creating a little window here in your arm, okay? So again, flower, vertical, upward figure eight, and then as it comes to the back, you're going to bring it around again, and as I do that, that little window opens up, and that's where your head's going, okay? Like that. Okay, so back, up, and that's where your head's passing through, okay? So back, around, and as that comes around, you're turning your body to the opposite side and bringing it over, okay? So figure eight, saber comes to the back, it turns around again, it does a complete 180, and then I'm bringing it over the top of my head as I turn. Okay. And now from here, this half is coming in front of your body, back into that figure eight on this side, okay? So from this view, starting with the same move, you're starting in this position, figure eight to the back, the saber rotates on that palm and goes into the flower, and then it comes vertical in front of you, and then into the figure eight on this side. Okay? As it comes to the back, it comes vertical, does a complete 180, and then as you push your head through that window there that it created, right there, you're bringing it over the top of your head, and then in front of you, back into the figure eight on this side. So all together, that would look like that, okay? Again, it's utilizing the same thing as that alternating flowers that I've shown you in previous videos, where you're just going from one side of the body to the other. It's just this time, you're bringing it over the top of your head as you transition back. Okay, so normal alternating flower would be just a standard figure eight, and it would come back in front of you and back to the other side. Whereas this time, it's going over the top of the head first, okay? So hopefully I explained that well enough. Again, the move, when you throw it all together, you should have figure eight to the back, flower, figure eight to the side, over the head, and then figure eight to the back. And then that allows you to just chain that move together over and over again. Losing that tip. Okay. So again, it's kind of the same as the two-handed plum flower. It's just this time you're keeping both hands on the saber throughout the move, and you're just bringing it over the head as you come to the back with that figure eight, and then around. Okay. So it's not a complicated move. It's just knowing what your arms need to do throughout the move. Probably the hardest part about this move is actually that flower, getting that coordination down. But it is a fun move. It's something you can throw in there if you don't want to continue doing the same stuff over and over again. So that's that move. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.